Here in this video we will showcase 7 overpowered human spaceships from 7 different sci-fi franchises, taking what would be probably the most powerful ships of each universe, or at least the deadliest human warships seen there. Let's begin. So we start from the Star Wars universe, and here we have the mega-class Star Dreadnought, and the only ship of its class was the Supremacy. It was both the flagship and the mobile capital of the First Order under Supreme Leader Snoke. At 13 kilometers in length and with an astounding 60-kilometer wingspan, it wasn't only the largest warship in the First Order's fleet, but also the biggest and largest capital ship in galactic history, eclipsing even the Executor-class Star Dreadnoughts of the Galactic Empire. However, it was smaller than a Death Star and a Starkiller base, but these were stations. So its immense frame was capable of docking 8 Resurgent-class Star Destroyers, with 6 on its vast outer hull and 2 within its internal base. It was crewed by over 2.2 million personnel, and the Supremacy contained 10 military staging areas, each capable of housing a full corps of 36,000 stormtroopers, making it a fully self-contained planetary invasion force. It is armed with thousands of heavy turbo lasers, anti-ship missile batteries, heavy ion cannons, and tractor beam projectors. It was more than a fleet killer. It was a strategic super weapon. Its long-range heavy turbo laser towers could engage targets at very long distances, and its advanced hyperspace tracking system allows it to pursue enemy vessels through hyperspace, eliminating the traditional escape route for FTL flight. In terms of power projection, only the Death Star level superweapons like the Death Stars and the Starkiller base could rival its strategic significance. The Supremacy's sheer scale, firepower, and role as the First Order's command hub made it both a symbol of military dominance and a centerpiece of their war machine, until its destruction, which, to be honest, was more of a massive plot hole than what would have actually resulted in reality, or at least, in this sci-fi fantasy reality. So skipping over to another universe, here we have the UNSC Infinity, which is the biggest and most powerful human warship from the Halo universe. It is in a class entirely of its own, both figuratively and literally. It was the first and only completed Infinity-class supercarrier. It was commissioned into the UNSC Navy after the Human Covenant War in the year 2553, though it was first conceived during the height of the conflict as part of Project Ouroboros. The original purpose for this ship was actually to act as a mobile colony ship to save whatever was left of humanity in the last case scenario of a total Covenant victory, and in a darker scenario where Earth should be wiped out by the alien threat. The Infinity is the most advanced starship ever fielded by the UNSC, incorporating reverse-engineered Covenant and Forerunner technologies, alongside cutting-edge human engineering. It benefited from upgrades by at least 7 members of the Huragok species, or also called the Engineers. These included improvements to slip space navigation precision and real-time communications within slip space, both of which were unheard of in earlier UNSC vessels. So compared to other UNSC ships, the Infinity is unmatched in size, firepower, and versatility. At 5.7 kilometers long and weighing 907 million tons, it dwarfs previous UNSC flagships such as the UNSC Everest or UNSC Spirit of Fire, and even outclasses the super powerful Autumn-class heavy cruisers by several orders of magnitude. The Infinity is a true multi-role platform, part warship/command center, part exploration vessel, and even capable of acting as a mobile fleet dock for multiple frigates. Where most UNSC warships before the Human Covenant War relied solely on human-designed MAC cannons and Archer missiles and point defense systems, the Infinity combines 4 experimental Series 8 MACs, hundreds of missile batteries, and state-of-the-art energy shielding, making it the first UNSC capital ship capable of going toe-to-toe with the most powerful Covenant capital ships alone. And its shielding was so powerful that it can even ram through and destroy large Covenant ships without getting itself even a small dent in its almost 5-meter thick titanium armor. In short, against the rest of the UNSC fleet, the Infinity isn't just the biggest or the most advanced, it is the single most valuable ship humanity has ever built, serving both as a weapon and a symbol of technological supremacy in this Halo universe. The third ship here comes from Star Trek. So this is the USS Discovery NCC-1031, or also called Discovery A, and it began as a cross-field class science vessel in the 23rd century, fresh from the shipyards in the year 2256, and equipped with some of Starfleet's most advanced experimental technology. Alongside her sister ship, the USS Glenn, she was one of only 2 vessels to test the Spore Drive, which was a revolutionary propulsion system capable of traversing vast galactic distances instantaneously via a strange subspace mycelial network. Initially a science and research platform, the Discovery's role and capabilities evolved dramatically over her service life, especially after her time jump to the 32nd century. So following a 3-week retrofit there, the ship was recommissioned as USS Discovery A and received extensive 32nd century upgrades that transformed her into one of the most powerful vessels in Starfleet history. This included exotic and experimental weapons like gravimetric photon torpedoes, particle emission plasma torpedoes, and even dark matter quantum torpedoes, along with the weaponized mycelial emitters. Its journey also took an unusual turn due to her fusion with the sphere data, granting her a fully realized artificial intelligence with a self-chosen name that is Zora, who in the course of time developed emotions, relationships with her crew, and even a sense of personal identity. But in the 33rd century, she was however restored to her original NCC-1031 registry and configuration, only to be abandoned as part of a Red Directive mission, remaining adrift and empty for nearly a millennium, turning from one of the most advanced flagships, overpowered flagships, into a silent relic of the past and future alike. Now heading over to the Warhammer 40k galaxy, here we have the Speranza, which is a one-of-a-kind Arc Mechanicus vessel, and even by the already legendary standards of its class, it stands apart as something ancient and immeasurably vast. Typical Arc Mechanicus vessels measure 25 to 30 kilometers long and about 5 kilometers wide, making them amongst the biggest and largest warships humanity regularly operates. But the Speranza's size and presence are on an entirely different scale, described as continent size and possessing a gravitational pull or a disruption field equivalent to that of a moon. Its length is estimated to range from hundreds to thousands of kilometers and potentially making it the largest known ship in the entire Imperium of Man. Even a conservative estimate, 250 kilometers long by 50 kilometers wide, gives a single deck surface area of 12,500 square kilometers, and with a possible 500 decks in its 50 kilometer height, the ship's total habitable and operational area could reach 12.5 million square kilometers. Functionally, it is a mobile forge world capable of sustaining its own industry, research and military production. Its armament far exceeds standard Arc Mechanicus loadouts of Nova cannons, lance batteries, and weapons batteries. Given its size, the Speranza likely mounts multiple Nova cannons, each capable of generating fleet-annihilating plasma blasts with gravity distortions or even warp rifts. It also possesses a unique superstructure-mounted weapon of incomprehensible power, described as a megalith rising from the hull, integrating antimatter streams, graviton bombs, and black hole manipulation technologies. Theoretically, it is capable of destroying fleets with a single shot, unleashing planetary-scale devastations, and perhaps even performing exterminatus-level annihilation. Powering this behemoth is an antimatter and dark matter reactor system, drawing energy from the void itself, making its endurance essentially limitless. Perhaps its most astonishing feature, however, is a complete and actively updating standard template construct or an STC database, holding the collective technological knowledge of the Men of Gold and their ancestors from the Dark Age of technology. And unlike the UNSC Infinity, Supremacy, or even the USS Discovery A, the Speranza isn't just a warship, it is an ancient god machine, a relic of the Dark Age of technology whose full capabilities may still be beyond the Adeptus Mechanicus' full comprehension. Now slipping over to another universe, here we have the Invictus, which is an ancient Altair-class warship from Isaac Asimov's Foundation universe, which was once the pride of the Emperor Taurelian's fleet, but this ship was lost over a millennium before its rediscovery. Measuring a colossal 18 kilometers in length or in diameter, the vessel's structure consists of 3 concentric rings encircling a central void, giving it a distinctive and an imposing design. It represents the pinnacle of Imperial naval engineering. However, during its service, a catastrophic malfunction in its propulsion system caused the ship to perform random, uncontrolled jumps across limitless interstellar distances. This rendered it completely unreachable by Imperial communications and navigation standards of the era. And over time this became a derelict ship, and this transformed the warship Invictus from a symbol of Imperial might into a myth-shrouded ghost ship which is feared and whispered across the galaxy. When it was finally rediscovered in Antor Belt in the year 12,202, in Era Imperial in the Isaac Asimov Foundation universe, its legend had grown so great that it became a political and military prize of immense value. Fully crewed and with all weapons online, it would have beaten any Imperium ship of any era or age, and maybe even annihilating an entire fleet by itself. Okay, so entering a wormhole again, and now we end up in the Babylon 5 universe. And from here we have the Victory-class destroyer, which is the most advanced and formidable warship ever fielded by the Interstellar Alliance, which includes humanity in its fold. This ship was created through a joint Earth-Minbari effort, with the transcendent Volon species technology integrated into it. This ship class measures 3 kilometers in length and 310 million metric tons, vastly larger and more heavily armed than any other human ship except for the Babylon 5 station. The ship has a full artificial gravity of 0.9 Gs, with gravimetric propulsion for extreme maneuverability and the ability to jump in and out of hyperspace at any given time or even repeatedly for advanced maneuvering within the system. Its weapons include advanced fusion beams, an enhanced weapons array, a defense grid, interceptors, and a variety of auxiliary craft. The ship's signature armament is its Volon-inspired main gun, which is capable of unleashing a devastating triple-beam convergence beam that can cripple or destroy the most powerful warships in a single strike. Compared to the other Babylon 5 Earth Alliance vessels such as the Warlock-class destroyer, the Victory-class is far superior in nearly every category, and its Volon-based weapons alone gives it firepower unmatched by any purely human-built ship. And finally, we end up in the universe of space battleship Yamato. So here we have the Yamato class, and especially the battleship Yamato itself, which is among the most powerful and historically significant warship ever designed by the Earth Federation Cosmo Navy. The ship of this class were built around a revolutionary wave motion engine, which is capable of near limitless energy generation, and thus this gives the Yamato enough power to push its systems to the edge, and thereby granting it a combination of speed, endurance, and firepower far beyond other warships. Its most famous weapon, called the Wave Motion Gun, can unleash a single planet-cracking energy beam, which is capable of annihilating fleets or even vaporizing supermassive targets like planets or moons, and was often not used as it was too powerful and too controversial. But aside from the big gun, are many also massive shock cannons, missile systems, torpedoes, and anti-aircraft batteries that allows the ship a multi-role capability. The ship can also employ the Wave Motion Shield, which is an energy shield powered by the limitless energy and therefore is capable of withstanding almost anything, thus making this ship defensively and offensively nearly unbeatable and overpowered. And so with that, we come to this brief video of 7 overpowered warships from 7 different sci-fi universes. Let us know your favorites, and if you want more, then do tell us. So now if you like this video, then watch this other one too, the one in the end screen. Press the like button and then the hype button to push the content further, hyping the video. Also do hit the like button for support and smash the subscribe button to be a part of Legion Nutbuck. Till the next time, take care, boys.